John, it's not going to be a battle of ideas, but a battle of ratings. It's going to be a town hall format, and in the National Convention Centre behind me, Joe Biden may well be asked about new allegations which implicate him in the alleged dubious business practices of his son Hunter Biden in Ukraine. He won't want to talk about that. You know, he's 7 points ahead in the polls here in Pennsylvania and in other swing states similarly. He is winning at the moment, but, you know, it could still all go wrong. He's not the most exciting candidate. In fact, you know, he's quite boring. But the people I've been speaking to here over the last few days, they're fine with that. It's the land of produce markets, the Amish, village life, and since 2016, voting for Donald Trump.
What he believes is basically what our country was founded on, just between religion and our freedom.
But as the corn gets cut and the fall leaves begin to change colour, in rural and small-town Pennsylvania, there's a sense that something's starting to shift. Democrat Paul Friel is running for state office and trying to persuade his Republican neighbors to vote for Joe Biden.
Hey, have you guys made a decision how you're voting on this year?
You know, Paul, we have not. We've been looking at the crazy election debates, you know, just all kind of crazy stuff. My son said, Dad, who would you rather have out of the two to be your father? That's my youngest son, right? So he's making it Sesame Street simple. But I'm like, you think about that, it's like, boy, you want a tyrant or do you want this other guy who looks a little more stable, right?
Voters, he finds, are wavering. Less because of ideology and more because they're tired of the drama at the White House.
I think they're becoming anti-Trump more than pro-Biden or pro-normalcy. And then these norms are far outside of what they wanted when they wanted to break politics.
I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president.
That's Biden's pitch. And here in his home state of Pennsylvania, polls suggest it's working. In the tranquil suburbs between the fields and the city, even Republicans are responding.
Well, I think he's a very caring, compassionate man. He's been in the government for years, so he has a lot of experience. Trump had none to begin with. He was a businessman. People claim that he's helped the economy, but I don't think he does.
Trump still has plenty of loyal followers. Changing your vote can mean losing friends and arguing with neighbors. It's emotional as well as political.
I just made a huge mistake. I say it all the time. I wasted my vote in 2016. It was 100% for his celebrity and his brand. No one could talk me out of it. Honestly, it's embarrassing.
Some people say that Joe Biden's a bit boring.
You know, when I liked Trump back in the primaries, he was entertaining. But that's not what a president is all about. We've learned that in the past 4 years. I think a little bit of boring is what we need.
Live music on a building site. Joe Biden talks of rebuilding America's democracy. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania's biggest city, is a Democratic stronghold. If the rest of the state moves the same way, it could propel Joe Biden to the presidency.
Early voting in the U.S. state of Georgia started this week, and immediately long queues formed, with some people having to wait over 10 hours to cast their vote. There have been allegations of voter suppression, which the Georgia Secretary of State denied. He blamed broadband problems, social distancing, and record turnout for the queues. Our Washington correspondent Siobhan Kennedy reports.
I feel energy, especially when we're going through neighborhoods and when we're talking to people. They see an affirmation that they have power. They see an affirmation that we matter. Hey, how you doing?
Fanika Miller goes door to door in a black neighborhood in southern Georgia. It's a state with a long history of voter suppression, especially against minority communities like these.
Y'all know early voting started. It's a long line, so take a chair if you go, okay?
And with the election looming, she's come to deliver her crucial message that black votes matter.
So we want to make sure that we protect our vote. We need to turn out like we never turned out before.
And they did on Monday in their droves. The lines quickly grew, predominantly in black precincts, as fewer polling stations, unreliable technology and reduced voting staff left people standing for hours in the hot sun.
It's been an honor to share this almost 11-hour experience with y'all, and we did it. Vote, vote.
I tend to think that voter suppression is only long lines like what we're seeing here. Voter suppression is slowing down people's mail, putting out false information about the safety and security of vote by mail, where people do not trust the process, right?
Is he making a difference, President Trump? What he's saying about mail-in ballots, what he's saying about fraud?
Absolutely, absolutely.
The black vote plummeted 7% in the 2016 election, the first such fall in 20 years, as apathy combined with changes to voter ID laws and so-called voter purges, particularly in southern states like Georgia, effectively removed millions from the electoral roll.
We already don't have enough acknowledgement as we would like, as we think we deserve.
20-year-old Robert Gardner says nothing will stop him casting his first vote. You're not going to be intimidated by anything that might make it difficult for you?
No, ma'am. Long lines and stuff. I feel like everyone has to go through that, but I feel like that's the elimination process to see like who really wants their voice to be heard.
Republicans have carried Georgia in every presidential election since 1996, but some polls now have Joe Biden narrowly ahead here.
This election will probably be the most consequential election in our lifetimes. Those on the door.
Which is why they're leaving no door left unknocked, no leaflet undelivered.
Vote, 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 vote. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to vote and get that man out that White House.
3 generations of the Roberts family are clear what they want. Why is that? If there are long lines,
I'm gonna wait. Wait in that line 7 hours, 8 hours. We wait. It does not matter. I'm going to wait.
if millions of other black Americans are determined to do the same, Joe Biden, not Donald Trump, would end up in the White House.